fucking boom at close, why is there only 2 niggas, me and Seth, going down mid? Why?
There wasn't.
I went with y'all.
Why?
No, I went with y'all. I got body.
Bro.
I got
nah,
body,
nigga. I literally only see me and him. I got a 2-piece, bro.
Nah, Skull went
That
down
was it.
middle, bro. It was only
I
me,
went
K.
down middle, bro.
Guy's
Yo, I'm gonna
losing
cut
his
like
mind.
Yo, he's ripped, bro.
Yo, he's coming. He's backing out. He's backing out.
But where are they?
I'm with you guys. Hey, I'm shooting this kid.
Why is nobody going down to help him?
He's
I
down, he's down, back
I mean,
there.
they went down eventually, so that's good. Did anybody play statue for Cog? No. So they're still not running good initials.
Oh, he's hurt. He's hurt. He's hurt. He's hurt. He's hurt. 79, 79, 79, 79, 79. B hill, bro. 79, 79.
See, like, that's the thing I don't understand. Like, picking up stuff like what to run on the initials on these maps, like, that's something that you can pick up from watching the top team scrim.
Yo, animates. I'm with you on our home.
Even, like, I don't know if this is a new team or, like, they just formed, but, like, that's literally, like, the basics of competition is, like, you got to know the meta. No matter what game you're playing, you got to know the meta. If you're playing Gears, you need to know the meta of, like, what initials are strong right now, like, are standard. If you're playing League, you got to know what champions are strong. If you're playing Counter-Strike, you got to know, like, what guns are strong. You know what I mean? Like, and when to eco, like, when to buy. Like, there's metas to every esport. Like, the basic strategies that are, like, the, not unwritten rules, but just, like, the things that are standard, like, that are proven effective and because they're strong currently. And they'll change over time, but these guys, like, I've seen one round, that very last round of the first half, where they've run a standard base strat. Every other round has been some weird strat, and they've lost every other initial, except maybe one. They've given up torque bow every single round that it was on the map. It's I don't know.
You gotta take whatever 1v1, you have to win that.
He doesn't have to win the 1v1.
I'm going right now.
He doesn't have to win the 1v1, but it's good that he pushed it.
Got him. He's ass.
He's ass.
What the fuck you doing, nigga? Your ass.
Again, chat, or not chat, this isn't stream, but people watching, I apologize.
I'm literally the best,
You gotta
bro.
hold that, Skull. You gotta freaking hold that. Oh, we got 2 over here. I'm backing out.
Just, yeah, back up, back up. Play for Holmes, play for Holmes.
Yo,
Hyping himself up, nothing wrong with that.
Or 2, like, on their side.
I don't want to see people in the comments roasting him.
Play for Holmes, play for Holmes. They have numbers at E.
It's a good call, play for Holmes. Everyone should listen to that person. But nobody came to help him.
Why is there no one helping? Yo, he did it. Why is no one fucking
99 and 2, that's rough. You hate to see it.
I was working my way through it, bro.
Yeah, that's the shit I'm talking about.
Call-outs are really slow. They lost this round. They could have won this round off too with the 2 double home setup, which is a stronger setup on the second half foundation.
They're flanking through mid.
But this round's over.
Yo, this is what I'm talking about. I said play Holmes right when everyone got off a respawn, and still no one's at home helping this nigga Skull.
Well, I mean, okay, so
yeah, back up, back up. Play for Holmes, play for Holmes.
Got him. I'm the best.
okay,
I'm literally the best.
let's kind of analyze this.
You gotta freaking hold that. Oh, we got 2 over here.
Okay, so he said you got to hold that. We've got 2 over here. I'm backing out.
Back up, back up. Play for Holmes, play for Holmes.
Okay, so he said play for Holmes at 47:23 on the timestamp down here. Oh, did we break it?
Yo, we got 2 middle.
Oh shit! Hold on.
I'm literally the
I'm gonna try to pause or get the frame where he looks over real quick.
Just, yeah, back up, back up. Play for Holmes, play for Holmes.
Yo, we got.
Okay, right here. So they said play for Holmes at what we said 47:23. This is where his teammates are at. I'm guessing one's dead. There's their mid ramp maybe. Looks like maybe like their host pocket or fan or whatever you want to call it, and then one kind of back in their spawn area, right?
Hey, we got 2 middle, or 2 like on their side.
Yo, they have numbers at E. Play for Holmes, just play for Holmes. They have numbers at E.
So the kid off spawn is right there.
Play for the Holmes. They're all fucking turtling I eat.
And these guys are just starting to get over. Yeah, that's.
Dang, bro, I lost it.
They could have been there to cross, but I don't know where the other team was in middle, so I don't know if they could have just gone down and cut through open. They probably could have, to be honest. And then they would have had a Lancer bullet on that kid, and that one Lancer bullet would have changed it. So, yeah, we can chalk that one up to not listening to the call out. He's one of those guys who like grabs his microphone and puts it closer between rounds when he has like something important to say. Yeah. I love that. I miss the old Xbox days.
That's the thing I'm talking about listening.
He's right.
I know you were. I saw you, but everyone else was like either mid or fighting or doing something, bro. Like, y'all niggas can't say you weren't because I was literally the last one on respawn. So like,
yeah.
I don't know, bro.
He made a good call. Nobody listened.
But we literally.
To be honest though, like the guy we're watching could have played that more passive, given his team more time. Like he played aggressive on the guy when he didn't need to. He played towards him and just challenged a 1v1 instead of playing the covers or maybe forcing that guy to position himself bad so that that guy is going to get crossed by his teammates.
Where are you playing?
I'll play statue with you. I'll play statue with you, baby. I'll play statue with you.
Okay.
Alright, I'm gonna play top tables then.
So this is a old meta of how this map used to play, where you would send 2 to this side of the map, 1 would go top tables, and there would be a 1v1 up there, and 1 would go towards statue. Now you pretty much all the top teams will play it like there's a boom in middle, like enclosed. So again, it should be 1 statue, 3 mid, 1 like home hill.
He's hurt, bro. He's freaking hurt. He's so hurt.
I got him.
This is basically just one of the outdated metas. When we talked about like how they changed, this is how it used to be, like early season 1, maybe even mid season 1, and then it changed in season 2. So the other team, because of this, they just cut through open and played for double homes, and now they have the stronger setup on this map. This is exactly the counter. This is why you can't do this.
Fuck out of here, pussies. Alright, now we hold this. Now we hold it. We hold it.
No, hold this.
Enemies, go back over there. Go back over there, enemies.
One in middle. One cutting middle.
Oh.
Three cutting.
Well, he called it. That's good. He called numbers.
Brendan, I got you. Push up, Brendan. I got you.
I'm the best.
Yo, they're gonna push our home. Going back to cells. Going back to cells.
Bro, play for D. Play for D. OE.
I'm gonna shoot mid.
Overextend right now. There's one off respawn. Nah,
there's 3 off respawn. Why are you gonna OE? What are you talking about?
Alright, fall back.
Back out. Yo, I need someone.
Oh, that's rough. His teammate took forever to counter that call. His teammate needs to be saying like before they even like he called the OE like when he was still like on their Mario. Got all the way to their hill before his teammate said, "No, we're not OEing." Like
that was a bad call.
it wasn't even a bad call. You had 3 dead. You reacted pretty quickly. It's round what 8, so it's a 14-second respawns. That's not bad. You have like a 4v3, and then you kill one. It's still a 4v3 because one's coming off spawn, but like that's manageable. Or sorry, a 5v3.
Yo, we need to take back our home now.
What?
Yeah, they got E.
I just got crossed. I got crossed.
I smoked the left. Get in the hill.
Coming right now, guys. Stay in it. I'm smoking it again.
So G-Cells ran down the ramp and chased the kid, but then that kid just cut back up the ramp. Like if that kid was, I don't know, just better, he probably would have been able to get a kill there. Like G-Cells should have basically done what he did, but like in a different way, where he just like, okay, my kid's running down the ramp, I'm gonna go cut over and kill one of the other guys. But at this point, it's too late. It's gonna be 6-2, I think. Yeah, so this was the 8th round.
We're winning our gunfights. Like that's occurring. Like where these kids are bad when it comes to shooting their gun.
Let's see if that's actually true. Our scoreboard says differently. So their highest Slayer compared to, it's a 3 kill difference. Yeah. I mean, like, they're winning some gunfights, but the majority of the fights are being won by the other team. Also, look at the other team's downs. You've got 20, 14, and 13 compared to 16, 11, 5, 2, 1. So the other team has not only got more kills, which is obvious, they're up 6-2, but they're also getting more downs. It's like significantly more. So, you know, that's, you can't say like we're winning our gunfights. Like I don't think winning gunfights is the issue right now. I think it's, and so I agree in that sense, but I also think like you have a limited amount of time between rounds, and that's not like the thing you want to be commenting on. What you want to be commenting on is like, especially since it's not like fully accurate, you're still like down significantly in kills and downs. But the thing you want to be commenting on is like what's actually going wrong.
My fault. I'm gonna take the blame for that one because I said overextend, and I didn't know that there were that many kids in like that area. I thought that it was just the kids that we killed. So I'm not gonna do that again. I'm just holding that. Yeah, no, I'm holding it next time, bro.
He does have one of his teammates like not sharing their voice audio with the stream, which is a little frustrating.
And even if we would have had one,
maybe 2 of them.
We had points. But it's a best of 3 anyway, so if we lose this one, we just take it to the next one, guys. Don't worry about it.
It's a best of 3. It's always interesting to me that amateur teams scrim that way too. They do like actual best of 3s. So it's like you're actually playing to win the scrim rather than learn. Pro teams just play 3 scrim block, or like 3 map scrim blocks. It's a 2-hour scrim block. You play 3 maps, which gives you a little bit of downtime between maps. And because usually a map takes like 30, 45 minutes at most. Like that's a long 7-6 kind of map.
My kid's playing up top table. They have top table control.
I don't know. He didn't really shoot anything.
I got you.
Wait, what? He needs to commit to a fight here.
My kid's playing up top table. They have top table control.
Oh, I got stuck.
I got you.
Interesting.
Behind you, Vendetta. Oh my god, he didn't kill you.
So like right here.
My kid's playing up top table. They have
Right there? Okay. So his... Again, not meant to be insulting, but he does this. He could have committed to this fight right here and killed that guy with his teammate, which was the better play. Then he cut back to this guy and gets chunked. And we see him move like a fraction of an inch on this wall. Watch. Takes cover, or fakes, takes cover, and he's going to slide to the left, like a little bit right there. He probably wanted to up A. His character was just starting the animation to up A. And he gets chunked, right? And instead of saying, on baby stairs, he's not hurt, he says, oh, I got stuck. And now this kid comes over, gets the shot on him, and rolls backwards by the time the person we're watching says, behind you.
Oh my god, he didn't kill you.
I don't know if that's like an audio delay thing, because there definitely is a little bit of audio delay between his voice and what we're seeing. But it's like a second. So either way, his call out was super late.
I'm up in 2, guys.
He needs to not be picking up hammers. He needs to be soaring to their home hill if they're playing for double home. He was the first person off spawn, and he stayed on their home hill. He was the only person who stayed. That makes like that's like one of those things where like 1 + 1 = 3. It just doesn't make sense. Then his teammate pushed up to like get their old home, which they don't need because they said they're playing off double home. He played aggressive, but he's alone, so he's a free kill.
I did.
Oh, no, he's not alone. Nice. And one of them killed their teammate. Either way, that was a bad play up.
I got 2 pushing me. Nice,
he's an idiot, bro.
Yeah, that was rough by Swarm. They should have lost that. 100%. Swarm didn't play that correctly, so like they shouldn't be happy about how that played out. What is he coming back for? Okay, so so they're still doing double home. Yeah, that's fine. But they need to have this person who's with them. I don't know who this is, but this guy needs to be down and sitting here in middle. And then what can happen is if he's sitting in middle and they call, okay, there's 4 pushing our home or there's 5 pushing our home, he can be there quickly. So it's a 4v5, or he can just go to E. But like right here, it's going to take him a longer time to get to E, and it's going to take him a certainly stupid long time to get to their hole. So this isn't a good setup.
I got middle control. Tell me if you guys get pushed. Either side.
Like if the other team still had E, and like you could see some of them stacking like over here, like over in this direction, sure. They're also not counting the sniper coming off respawn, which would have been pretty important to play for.
Gonna have snipers. Snipes up at E.
Especially holding a double home. See, look.
Oh.
If he was there, he would have been there for that kill.
New scope is up. New scope is up. New scope is up.
I think I'm gonna push middle. I'm gonna push middle. Can I get some help? Yo, coming up.
Yo, I hammied him. Hammied him, goon. Hammied him.
Hurt, bro.
They do win this round if they keep this hold, which it looks like they're going to. So.
Sniper, they have sniper on our side.
It's over, bro. That's a wrap. Even if we went off one hill.
Yeah, they win. They held. It was sloppy, but they held.
Good job.
Yo, we gotta get our downs up, baby. Come on.
Agreed.
I'm bodying people. I'm not even going for this.
Should talk about what went wrong that initial. Or what went right during that hold.
I just want to get off of this fucking thing to this host, to be honest.
Yeah.
So block middle.
X'd out middle. If we can, wait, what is it? Okay, hell no, we can't. They're gonna have to switch hammer burst for something else.
Yeah, I don't think they took into consideration that when they put a sniper down, that was their final weapon placement.
My kids push me.
They're like going to different spots without saying anything unless the people who are muted are calling stuff.
Can somebody cut?
It's confusing me.
Can somebody cut?
That must be what it is.
I got my kid top tables.
Because it's like way too clean.
No, I got shots on that kid behind you. He's hurt. He's hurt. Down.
I'm on their home.
3 dead, guys.
Okay, he threw smoke in the rafters.
Yo, I got shots on the Canis.
One in the back. One in the back. One in the back.
There's 3. There's 3. There's 3. Shoot, guys. Shoot this kid.
He got me. He got me.
Yo, middle. He's pushing you middle. I got shot.
Ooh. Should win this.
Hey, he's coming back to you. He's coming back to you.
Behind you, G-Cells. Behind you, G-Cells. Behind you, G-Cells.
Yo, there's 3 dead. Everyone has to push their home if you want to trick catch.
No, back up. Back up.
Set up.
Back up.
Step back up. Yeah, set up, bro. Set up. Set up. There's a guy.
He just ran into their home or their spawn.
Guys, fall back. Fall back.
He's
fall
dead.
back. Fall back. Fall back. Fall back. Fall back. Fall back. Fall back.
Too slow with it. That's all. It's all good. It's all good. I'm going to E.
They're probably gonna come E me. Yeah, I got one coming E me right now.
Yeah, I got you. Have shots for you.
See right here, what a top team would do is they would say they're coming E, and then who are watching Skull and Bones and Goon, who just came off spawn, would play for their home. And just say Vendetta, like try to get out alive. If you can't, you can't.
One in mid.
Yeah.
They have numbers at E, bro. They have numbers at E. We should push homes. They have numbers at E. We should push homes.
Late call.
Nah, one's rotating back to their home.
Look at that. There was one kid here. That would have been a 2v1. It would have been a 2v1 while that other team was like calling out and playing for E actively. But now they had a chance to rotate back, cross.
Yo, dudes, I'm gonna be with you on our home. Play back. I'm gonna be with you. We gotta hold this.
I got crossed like a mother trucker from the back.
You guys would have done that way
we got
faster.
freaking Animexes. Not bad. Yo, let's play with Animexes.
Animexes.
Are you?
I didn't even know, man.
He held it, bro. He held it.
Yo,
for
back
as long
up,
as he
back
could.
up, bro.
Remember,
Let's rotate E a little bit. I'm coming through mid.
So they do win off one, but it's a horrible idea to try to play for one.
G-Cells, where they at, man?
Basically, it just means they have time.
What's numbers? Yo.
One in their home. One in their home.
Yo. I left you. I left you. Skulls.
I'm gonna have shots.
Yo, we should play for E.
Bro, yo,
Yes,
3
bro.
cave.
We got one here.
They're gonna try and OE our home.
3? I didn't see 3.
You want shot? Fuck out of here, bitch.
They are on your home.
Nice, we're good. We're good. Hey, I'm gonna shoot our hill with hammer burst. I'm gonna be shooting our hill.
He didn't get the revive.
Open side. Oh, behind you. You got 2. Back up.
Dang.
Now they have double home. They should be able to win off 2. Swarm should be able to win off 2. They're only down by 10 points.
What? What the fuck? Yo, this is what I'm talking about. About this connection.
Yeah, but the connection's not why you lost.
We gotta get our home. Gotta get our home.
You have to right now. Put this a team. Left
No,
and right.
round's over. As soon as they got that break, the round was over.
He got outplayed. Bro. Motherfucker got outplayed. He hopped over the cover. I shoot him. He does not die.
He got so lucky, bro. 84 on that kid.
Alright, this is gonna be our host anyways, so.
I'm just trying to listen to what they want to talk about.
It's a clan match. Scrum.
Is this a clan match? I love it.
Our host map 2.
Funny. Uh-huh.
So
Yes, please change this host, bro.
What map you guys want? You guys want lift, hard
Maps like Forge Blitz.
Oh, wait.
sounds like they're just talking about.
I'm gonna fuck you up.
Okay.
No, I'm saying if I
we
leave,
could put it on.
who becomes host?
Okay, so it sounds like that they're just moving on to the next map. They're not going to really reflect on the fact that they just got 7-3'd. I think the main things that I saw, if I'm going to, let's see. I'm trying to find a screen that I can write on that doesn't have too much. Where's the loading screen? Right here. All right, let's write out some of the main things that I saw here. So the first thing is they like base strats. We'll start from the like very basic shit. Sorry for my handwriting. Base strats, like they didn't run actual base strats. They ran like these weird old versions. People didn't know like what their spot meant. Shout out to my video on YouTube that explains what every spawn does when there's a boom on foundation. You could use that same information because it's pretty much the same as a base strat for second half. But their base strats were weird to say the least. The other team was doing some weird stuff too, but at least most of their strats were pretty like normal. These guys were just like in 2017 with their strats, or 2018, whenever Gears 4 came out. Let's see their comms. And as like a side note of that, like shot calling. So why I'm writing comms is like, even though they were calling out, there was definitely 2 players that I couldn't hear, or at least 1 player that I couldn't hear. And one thing I noticed was just like, especially for whoever, Skull and Bones, a lot of wasted comm space, a lot of like unnecessary information or noises or words or sighs or bitching or like whatever. It was like pretty much constant every time he died. I don't mind him hyping himself up as much, even though that's kind of the same idea. But sometimes that can help like gas your teammates a little bit. Like, oh, like Skull and Bones is going off, I need to go off too. But in addition to comms, the shot calling, like it just wasn't there. Or like the few times I heard, like I think twice I actually heard a play called, maybe 3 times, and in a 10-round map, the play wasn't listened to. So that is a big issue. I would say power weapons, they just did not, they didn't give a shit about any of the power weapons. Torque bow respawns, sniper respawns, like all that stuff, they just like let the other team have. I'm pretty sure you can count on one hand how many times like this team had a power weapon on their side. Some things that I saw that were good, just so you know, I can be fair. You know, people like being, you know, critiqued both ways. So some things that I saw were good is they knew the idea of a double home strat. So they knew some strats, which is good. And they knew some set, like they called for setups or knew some setups. So I'll just put setups. Because a lot of teams don't. A lot of teams just go, never stop. They were at least calling for setups. They were at least attempting setups, whether they were accurate or they were right or not. You know, that's something that's easily fixed. But the fact that they're it's like they were doing the first step, and that's like calling for it or like knowing when recognizing when they need to do it. There's definitely more times they could have done it, but it is what it is. And honestly, I don't want to, I can't really sugarcoat too much else because it would be a stretch to talk about too much else. I think that overall, this team definitely showed like if they fixed a few things, that would have been a very easy win for them. So it's not like all hope is lost, even though I'm focusing mostly on like things that they did wrong. I think that a lot of those things are just super easy fixes. It's just game knowledge stuff. Like going over base strats and knowing what your base strats are, knowing who plays what positions. Any one of them can sit down and watch Fight Night or watch a scrim because that could, or 2K content or just YouTube content, stuff from LAN events. Like there's a million resources to see what the top teams are doing for their base strats on maps. So it's super easy to emulate those and see like what spawn goes where. That's a one night fix kind of thing. Comms, that'll take a little bit longer, especially shot calling and breaking that habit of people just doing whatever they want and listening to one voice. But it's something that's pretty easy to work on. And then power weapons, that should be a basic thing. Like you should know like when power weapons like are coming up, you should be able to hit the back button when a power weapon's picked up and time it. And you should know when power weapons are coming up and to play for them. Like sometimes you can ignore hill objectives to play for the power weapon objective because the power weapon objective is going to get you the hill objective back. So it's like a small sacrifice to regain and then have a more powerful setup because now you have sniper and their double home hill setup, or you have nades or drop or boom or whatever the case may be. Torque bow. So overall, not terrible, but definitely not great. I mean, a 7-3 loss is kind of rough, and it looked sloppy, even the rounds that they won. But fixable, easily turn around, easily to make that a 7-4, 7-5. So GG's. Thank you for reaching out to me, Skull and Bones. Hopefully this is what you're looking for and that your team finds this helpful. And for the rest of you who are watching this video, I hope you enjoyed. If you guys have any questions, make sure to leave them in the comment section down below and I'll do my best to answer them. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this video. It lets me know that I can make more videos like this. And if you have any VODs of your team scrimming with voices on, preferably all 5 voices on, feel free to message me on Twitter. My DMs are open and I will do my best to find a time to take a look at it and make a video like this. So thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully you learned, and I will see you all in the next video.